Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavinda. Three rounds. And it's time to hear from Krishna via his pure devotee, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Message of Godhead. So this is from the introduction, and Prabhupada continues to say here, the Lord suggests we attain the spiritual world in the following manner. Nirmana moha jita sangha dosha atyatma nitya vinivrita kama dandaiva vimukta shuka dukkha samnaya gacchantya mudha padam avyayam tat. That padam avyayam, or eternal kingdom, can be reached by one who is nirmana moha. What does this mean? We are after designations. Someone wants to become a son. Someone wants to become Lord. Someone wants to become the president, or a rich man, or a king, or something else. As long as we are attached to these designations, we're attached to the body, because designations belong to the body. But we are not these bodies. And realizing this is the first stage in spiritual realization. We are associated with the three modes of material nature, but we must become detached through devotional service to the Lord. If we are not attached to devotional service to the Lord, then we cannot become detached from the modes of material nature. It's an either or, because we're going to be attached. Either we're attached to designations in the material modes of nature, or we're attached to devotional service to the Lord. Either or. Designations and attachments are due to our lust and desire, our wanting to lord it over the material nature. As long as we do not give up the propensity of lording it over material nature, there's no possibility of returning to the kingdom of the Supreme, the Sanatana Dham. That eternal kingdom, which is never destroyed, can be approached by one who is not bewildered by the attractions of false material enjoyments, who is situated in the service of the Supreme Lord. One so situated can easily approach that supreme abode. Elsewhere in the Gita it's stated, Avyakto Shara iti yuktas tam dahu paramam gatim yam prapyana nivartante taddama paramam mama. Avyakta means unmanifested. Not even all of the material world is manifested before us. Our senses are so imperfect that we cannot even see all of the stars within this material universe. In Vedic literature, we can receive much information about all the planets, and we can believe it or not believe it. All of the important planets are described in Vedic literatures, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. And the spiritual world, which is beyond this material sky, is described as avyakta, unmanifested. One should desire and hanker after that supreme kingdom, for when one attains that kingdom, he does not have to return to this material world. Next, one may raise the question of how one goes about approaching that abode of the Supreme Lord. Information of this is given in the 8th chapter. It is said there, Anta kale chamameva smaran mukta kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavan yati nastyatra samsaya. Translation. Anyone who quits his body at the end of life, remembering me, attains me immediately to my nature. There's no doubt of this. Anyone who quits his body at the end of life, remembering me, attains immediately to my nature, and there is no doubt of this. 8.5. One who thinks of Krishna at the time of death goes to Krishna. One must remember the form of Krishna. If he quits his body thinking of this form, he approaches the spiritual kingdom. Madhvavam refers to the supreme nature of the Supreme Being. The Supreme Being is Sat Chid Ananda Vigraha, eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. Our present body is not Sat Chid Ananda. It is Asat, not Sat. So Sat means eternal. Asat means it's not eternal. It's perishable. It is not Chit, full of knowledge, but is full of ignorance. We have no knowledge of the spiritual kingdom, nor do we even have perfect knowledge of this material world, where there are so many things unknown to us. The body is also Nirananda. Instead of being full of bliss, it is full of misery. All of the miseries we experience in the material world arise from the body. But one who leaves this body, thinking of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at once attains Sat Chit Ananda, body, as is promised in this 5th verse of the 8th chapter, where Lord Krishna says, he attains my nature. The process of quitting this body and getting another body in the material world is also organized. A man dies after it has been decided what form of body he will have in the next life. Higher authorities, not the living entity himself, make this decision. According to our activities in this life, we either rise or sink. This life is a preparation for the next life. If we can prepare, therefore, in this life to get promotion to the kingdom of God, then surely, after quitting this material body, we will attain a spiritual body, just like the Lord. Okay, Hare Krishna.